All right. Hi, mathematicians. So this week we are going to be talking about ratios and ratio tables. And what exactly is a ratio? So a ratio is a comparison of two numbers using multiplication or division, and it's often expressed as a fraction. And so we have ratios with pizzas, with recipes, with measuring things like an inch to miles. We are going to be talking about ratios this week in terms of costs of things like baseballs and um, with a little bit of volume as well. And then the ratio table is a model that represents equivalent fractions, can be used as a tool to solve problems that involve multiplication. And then it can also use division and subtraction as well. So the ratio table here, this picture, shows a ratio table of starts with 1 to 2, and then it goes up by the number goes up to 2, 3, and 5, and the ratio stays the same. So, for instance, if this was one baseball cost $2, so one baseball costs $2, and then now we have two baseballs. Well, if the ratio stays the same, two baseballs cost $4. And then if we keep going up with that same ratio, three baseballs here cost $6, and five baseballs cost $10. And you can see the ratio is just doubling each time or multiplying by two. So if I went from this one up to this five, one times five is five, two times five is 10. And you can also write a ratio table going vertically. But this ratio looks like a times three ratio. So 5 times 3 is 15, 10 times 3 is 30, 15 times 3 is 45, and 30 times 3 is 90. So we're going to be talking about ratios and ratio tables this week. And so I want to give you a real life, here I am, example. So when I'm thinking about recipes, so I have a brownie recipe here. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Quick and easy brownies. And what this website does is it gives you the ingredients over here based off of how many servings you want to serve. So in this case, it's brownies, and how many brownie little squares can I get out of this recipe? This recipe yields or serves 20 people, 20 servings. Now, Mr. Mac, I might eat two or three, but if I wanted to make it even and make sure I had enough for a lot of people, then this recipe serves 20 people. And I can look up here, tells me prep is 15 minutes, cooks for 20 minutes, a total of 35 minutes, servings 20, and it yields 20 of these bars here. They look yummy. Okay, so let's say I want to double this recipe. 20 is not going to cut it. I need to make double this recipe, which would be 40, right? So all of these ingredients on this side would need to double. I'd have to keep the same ratio of ingredients in order to make the recipe taste the same. If I tripled the recipe, if I wanted to make 60 brownie squares, then I would need to triple my ingredients. Now we have websites that do this for us. Back in the day, we had to do it on paper. Right? We still do it. Mr. Max still does it. But watch what happens here. So right now I'm at 20. So I'm going to click real fast. I'm going to get up to 30. Now I'm going to get up to 40. So now I'm at 40 recipes or 40 servings. So it's 40 little brownie squares. Watch what happens to my ingredients over here. They should double, right? So 1 cup of butter should become 2 because 1 times 2 or doubled is 2. 2 cups of white sugar should become 4, right? So 2 times 2 is 4. Half a cup of cocoa powder. How do I double half a cup? Well, half plus a half equal 1 whole. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract should become 2 teaspoons, and so on. Okay, so let's see if that happens when I click this button of adjust. Let's see if all of these double or become twice as much so my recipe tastes the same for double. So I'm going to click adjust. And look at that, it does. So now I'm at 2 cups of butter melted, 4 cups of white sugar. Remember we talked about half plus a half here, cocoa powder, 1 cup of cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 8 eggs instead of 4 eggs. And you can go both ways, like we talked about. Ratios can go up with multiplication or down with division. So our original recipe called for 20. And now we're back to the original here. 1 butter, 2. Let's go half. Let's say I don't need that much. All I need is 10 squares. I'm just going to a little family function. Just need 10 little brownie servings. So all of these should have. So instead of 1 cup of butter, I should have half a cup. 2 cups of white sugar should be 1, because half of 2 is 1. Half a cup of cocoa powder. So we haven't talked about that, but half of a half is really a quarter or a fourth. And then 1 teaspoon, half of that is half. 4 eggs, half of 4 is 2. Let's see if that works. Adjust. And there we go. Half a cup of butter, 1 cup of white sugar. So the ratios need to stay the same in order for the recipes to taste the same. And it's the same with money as well. So if you buy a baseball for $2, when you go buy 2 baseballs, you hope that the store doesn't charge you $6, right? Because that's not the same ratio. If I buy 1 ball for $2, I should be able to buy 2 baseballs for $4, right? Because we're going up. So let's look at that now. So using ratio tables. So now we're going to bump up. So ratio tables are great when we're trying to multiply big numbers. It's a great multiplication strategy. Most of my kids enjoy using ratio tables the most. So I'm going to stop this video here, and we're going to pick this using ratio tables up in the next video.